Hey, how y'all doing out there? This is Easy Work Boxing. About to hit you everywhere but under your feet with this one. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell if you want to see more of the videos. Got another video for y'all. Got to talk about this fight. I done talked about it before, but I've been watching certain things about this fight. I've been watching past fights of both opponents. And, I had to come back and I got to make a new statement on this fight, on who I feel will be the more dominant fighter in this fight. And now, the fight I'm talking about is Errol Spence Jr. versus Shawn Porter. This fight is scheduled to happen, September the 28th. All right, y'all, so, in this fight, I was going for Shawn Porter, and I always like to go for the underdog. I like Shawn Porter, his character, where he brings the boxing. I like his style of boxing. But, last night and the night before I've been watching, some of his fights and, trying to see what is it that I could see in Shawn Porter that could be capable of beating an Errol Spence Jr. Hold up, I'm sweating, y'all. Now, let me tell you this. Now, this is no way, for me, like trying to bash Shawn Porter or anything like that or nothing like that. It's not like that. Like I told you, I was going for Shawn Porter. I actually want Shawn Porter to win this fight. But me wanting him to win this fight doesn't mean that Shawn Porter is going to win this fight. And I'm going to go through some things that I saw with Shawn Porter that are disadvantages for him to be fighting Errol Spence. Something that I see that Errol Spence will capitalize on Shawn Porter on. Like I said, it's just, I was saying that Shawn Porter would beat Errol Spence. At this point right now, I really don't know who will be who, but this is just certain stuff that I've seen on Shawn Porter's behalf. Now, a lot of people may say Shawn Porter is he's a strong fighter. Yes, Shawn Porter, from being a former football player, yes, he probably has a lot of strength, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, being able to wrestle is not boxing. And when it comes to punching power, I don't see Shawn Porter having enough punching power to stop or back up Errol Spence. Now let me explain that. Now Shawn Porter may be considered as a power puncher because he has stopped fighters, but in my opinion, that's being aggressive and bulldozing. Shawn Porter don't really have that one punch knockout power. I mean, you probably seen it down in his career when he was coming up, but that's different fighters with different chins. When you're coming up in the game of boxing, you're going to meet fighters with better chins who done been there for a minute. That's why they're there at that level, because for one, they can take a punch. So certain people may sit up and say that Shawn Porter has power because he has stopped people before, but in my opinion, from me watching the Ugas fight, and Ugas is a big 147-pounder, he didn't throw one punch that really hurt Yordenis Ugas. Now you can say that end punch when he threw the 1-2, but Yordenis was off balance. That wasn't a power punch that hit him, and then it clipped him on the side of his chin, on his shoulder behind that jab. So that wasn't really a power punch that made him, wobble a little bit. He was off balance coming towards Shawn, and Shawn just caught him. But that's one major factor I have to say in this fight is that fact that Shawn Porter doesn't have no power, in my opinion, to make Errol Spence be like, oh, let me back off Shawn. And you know what I'm saying? I don't see that. That's one reason I'm coming back and recanting my statement that Shawn Porter would defeat Errol Spence Jr. I'm just keeping it real. Y'all know how I do. I just keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? And that's being real. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it. I said I wanted Shawn Porter to win, but after watching with him versus Ugas and seeing the old fights of Shawn Porter, Kell Brook, for instance, nah. That power gonna have to beat up versus a fighter like Errol Spence, because he got power. Somebody gonna have to back somebody up. You see what I'm saying? Also, a major factor I seen in this fight. One other major factor I seen in this fight will be the reach. The reach is a major factor in this fight. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm hot as hell. I should turn this fan on, but people be saying my mic low, so I ain't gonna turn my fan on. I forgot to turn it on. But is the reach. The reach is going to be a major factor in this fight. For one, go back and look at Ugas versus Shawn Porter. Porter was throwing punches that wasn't even close to Ugas. And I think Ugas is almost the same height as Errol Spence. Not the same build. I think that Ugas is a little bigger than Errol Spence in body mass size. You know what I'm saying? But same height. Shawn Porter throwing punches like this wasn't nowhere close. Throwing hooks wasn't nowhere close. And I think that would be the same problem he would have against Errol Spence is his reach. I don't think he will be able to land a lot of punches effectively on Errol Spence. And look at the same problem happened with Michael Garcia. Damn, that hot up there. The same problem happened with Mike Garcia. Mike Garcia, I seen shots that he could have tried to land on Errol, but his reach, his arms weren't long enough. And for me watching Shawn Porter do what he was doing against Ugas, throwing them hooks like that, one land and trying to hook, you know what I'm saying, wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? It didn't land anywhere, it wasn't hitting nothing but air. And Ugas was right there. It wasn't like Ugas stepped back and jumped back. He was right there, and Shawn just missed. And I'm like, oh no, that's gonna be a major problem is the reach factor against Errol Spence Jr. That's number two. Now, Porter defense sucks. Porter don't really have defense. This is Porter defense. That ain't gonna work against Errol Spence. That's not gonna work. Porter, when he opens up, he leaves himself open. When Porter throw his jab, when he come around, he don't, or you know what I'm saying? He don't do that. Porter drops his hand. That's bad against a southpaw like Errol Spence. You throw that jab, you're gonna get countered. He gonna hit you square in your face. So also with that, I feel that Shawn Porter's jab, damn, I'm sweating. Shawn Porter's jab won't be effective in this fight because it's gonna be against a southpaw. And Errol Spence catch him throwing that jab out like that with that right hand down. He gonna eat him up, either left to the head, left to the body. We know how much of a power puncher Errol Spence is. Not saying that he will be able to stop Shawn Porter, but I'm saying he can hurt Shawn Porter, especially leaving himself open, throwing in jabs. And if you go back and watch this, every time Shawn Porter throws a combination, he leaves himself open. He's willing to take a punch to throw a punch. That's a bad combination against Errol Spence. Errol Spence is not that guy to go out there and be willing to take a punch on. You know what I'm saying? You need to be on your best defense of all time in that fight against Errol Spence. Now, I also want to say this. I think Shawn Porter will retire after this fight due to the fact that he be on TV too much. You know what I'm saying? I know he making money. I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying? He hosting, he getting his money, this, that, and the other. But I think that after this fight, if he don't win, I think probably a fight or two after that, Shawn Porter will retire and just be a commentator. That's what I'm thinking his plan is. I don't really see a fire in Shawn Porter to be out there anymore. I think he's just out there to be out there, and he's just trying to prove a point right now. I don't see him as wanting to go out there and just be the man in boxing. I think this is something he just want to prove to himself against Errol, and he wants to be the unified champion, but I don't see enough in him to beat Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? But this is a 50-50 fight because of my own personal reasons behind this fight. You know what I'm saying? I already said one factor will be about the bottom testing for Spence. You see what I'm saying? He ain't the same fighter when he go on the bottom test. Now, I'm not finna go into that, but he is not the same fighter when he on the bottom testing. That was proven against Michael Garcia. He couldn't even knock Michael Garcia down. I'm just saying. I'm just speaking facts. Now, one thing I hope I don't see is him and his dad get in the ring doing this shit. I mean, what the fuck y'all be doing? Y'all finna go to war. Y'all sitting there hugging and all that. That's some silly shit to me. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I know they can show you get each other a hug, but they sit on there head to head and what the fuck? Get out there and take your ass out there and fight. Don't nobody want to see that. You know what I'm saying? What y'all be doing? But when it all boils down to it, Spence is the better boxer, better defense, more accurate of a puncher. And with those already lined up ahead, I can go towards Spence in this fight. But we all know, since this is boxing, you may never know who may win. But I got to change my statement on saying that I'm going to have to go with Shawn Porter. I'm not a bandwagoner. We all know that. But on me knowing boxing and knowing how boxing go, I got to ride with Errol Spence on this because Errol Spence has all the key abilities, the advantages to beat Shawn Porter. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Shawn Porter, like I said, is a powerful enough puncher to keep a guy like Errol Spence off him or to make the fight change with Errol Spence. I see Errol Spence being able probably to dominate this fight. I could see him pushing Shawn Porter back, making Shawn Porter run. I honestly can see that. But I just had to get on here and say that, what I'm saying, may the best man win. What I'm saying? Y'all know I'm very critical of Errol Spence. I'm not a bandwagon of his, but the truth is the truth. And I had to just come back on here and tell the truth, what I'm saying? And in my opinion, I don't see anything really that Shawn Porter would be able to do against him. Besides bag him up, but like I said, I just feel like Errol Spence would not allow that against him. So I got to ride with Errol Spence on this. If I could see something different through training or something before the fight or something like that, even though a tiger can't change his stripes overnight, you know what I'm saying? But if I could see something different, then I have a different opinion. But on all the logical reasons in boxing, I got to go with Errol Spence on this fight. This is Easy Work Boxing. Thank y'all for y'all time. Please comment, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. Y'all know what to do if you love the channel, you know what I'm saying? But thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to both fighters for taking this fight. We finally get to see a legitimate 147-pound fight again against two dogs in the game, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just ready for the fight to come on. We ain't got that much longer. September 28th is going down at the Staples Center. May the best man win. They're going to be the unified WBC and IBF champion. This Easy Work Boxing. I'm out.